Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Hexarchy! We covered this game when it first released because it is a fascinating blend of 4X strategy, very similar to a game like Civilization, while also being a deck builder, adding in a whole new element of randomness that you need to build around. And best of all, this game is pretty fast-paced, only about 30 to 40 minutes in order to play a game, which means you don't have to feel too committed to something really long and arduous. So, it's perfect for me. Let's go ahead and try this out on the channel, and we'll see how you guys feel about it. Now, I have played the game enough to unlock all the different civilizations, so we do have our pick of the litter. I'm gonna go ahead and play with China for this game. These guys are actually pretty darn strong. We have extra production from mines, workshops, forges, lumber mills, and warehouses, and as you know, production is very, very important in this game. Also, cheaper shuffles and more card draw, and a unique unit that is a ranged, decently strong unit that can attack twice. Pretty decent early in the game. Let's go ahead and go for a hard difficulty, and I will make the AI more aggressive. Why not? I'm not scared, you're scared. Okay, and this is going to be our start, huh? Alright, well this isn't terrible, I suppose. Let's go ahead and think about where we want to place down our city. There are a couple locations that are fairly attractive to me. Right over here is really not bad because it's next to some crabs and to some iron, so we will be able to get some production and food pretty early on. Up over here, double pigs is interesting. We may want to settle up in this location later. There's also some marble. And not a lot else in terms of immediate resources, so I will start here so we can grow immediately as of next turn. That's not bad. Now, right off the bat, we do have a choice to make. We could actually reshuffle our hands and do a mulligan and try to get something else. The question is, do I want to go for something like a scout? I don't really have anything here that I would benefit from, to be honest, so I actually am going to go ahead and do a mulligan on this one. Let's try for something else. Okay, the fishing tech at least could be helpful because we can get ourselves something like a fishing hut if I'm willing to burn a card right off the bat. I'm not sure that I am willing to burn a card right off the bat, but it is something we could do. Let's go ahead and take something like Hunter-Gatherer, all right? So I could take this. This would add in the Foraging and Woodsman, but if I'm honest, I don't see much of a reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and just burn this out of my deck immediately and thin things out. I think one thing that I've underestimated with this game is the importance of actually thinning out your deck very early on. If you're willing to do that, that can be a huge advantage, because a thick deck means you're less likely to get high-value cards. But if you can get rid of them, you can make sure that all the low-value cards are purged from the deck, and everything gets a lot better. So now we can go ahead and pick up a mine. We'll start by getting something like the iron. We're actually starting by harvesting some crabs so I can grow really, really quickly. I actually don't agree with this. I'm going to grow next turn anyway, so let's go ahead and immediately move on to 4 hammers. That means next turn, turn 2, I'm going to have 8 hammers to work with. I consider that to be pretty darn good, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. Plus, the iron means I will be able to get some decent military units early on in the game, and I find that to be very helpful. Let's go ahead and burn this firewood for the science. That means I can get something like writing immediately for free. I will pick up a library and add that over here. And we haven't got any fishing, so I'm not getting any food sources right now. I would otherwise like to get a settler. That said, I think we're just going to go ahead and do it anyway. Let's pick up the settler and look for another place to explore. Mecca is set up over here, so we've already found Arabia. I do think I want to move up this direction just because the extra food is honestly going to be pretty helpful, and we should be able to expand down over this direction and get marble as well. So let's go ahead and end the turn. A game like Hexarchy is really so attractive to me right about now, just for the stage of my life that I'm currently in. Because, if you guys don't know, I have a baby at home, which means that long games that take hours and hours to record, like Hearts of Iron or Civilization even, can be a little bit difficult for me. But a game that only takes like 30 to 40 minutes of commitment and then you get to move on to other stuff, I consider that to be pretty fun. All right, so let's go ahead and move you up over this direction into these hills. A little bit risky, but I will take that anyway. Do we want to keep this hand? Fun thing, if you have not actually played a card, you can do a redraw. So if I don't need something like Masonry or Animal Husbandry, we could get rid of that. Animal Husbandry is actually something I would benefit from as of next turn, but only next turn. And the more text you take, the more you thicken the deck, so you really should be kind of cautious about that. Still, I think I will take the, I will take this Masonry card. We could go for something like a road really early on. Metalworking, Axemen, we could actually try to go for a very early aggression. And that actually wouldn't be a terrible plan either. Or we could go for the pyramids, automatically collect some land special hexes within 2. Yeah, that's not bad. We could do that. I think I'll take the pyramids. Let's go ahead and start generating some of those victory points early on. If we set up over here, I will gather up some pigs, crabs, marble. I would have loved to go one tile further up, but that's not going to be an option. So something like this is probably about as good as we're going to get. Let's pick that up. So we'll start gathering up some stuff. Let's grab myself a scout. They don't take any population in order to build, and I'll be able to start looking around. I usually like to get maybe 2-ish scouts, and then I burn the card. But you really should be looking at, can I burn a card every single turn? Sometimes more than one card, right? Toward the late game, when you're probably going for a militaristic victory, you know, not having to suffer through a lot of cards you don't need is honestly a huge advantage. All right, let's go ahead and pick up that fishing hut. I will take that so I can start getting the more consistent food. You over here, we are going to settle down that city, so now we have Shanghai. I could go for the woodworking. I could also pick up another mine. I don't actually need another mine. And weirdly enough, I don't see any resources around. I'm debating getting rid of the mine card. I know, that seems absolutely insane, but it's true. No, wait, we need that to get the marble, right? Yeah, don't get rid of that then. Okay. We got a bunch of free resources. That is going to be nice. I can take the woodworking card to get a lumber mill. Remember, we get a bonus from that as the Chinese, so this is going to be worth extra production on this tile, so we'll get more value there. I can go ahead and burn this here, pick up the astronomy card for free if I want. Is there something here I want to keep or get rid of? I'm going to take the harbor card, and then I'm going to immediately burn it, because I actually don't feel like I need this for the gold. And the more I thin out the deck, probably the better. There's not much else that I can do here or that I want to do, so we're just going to go ahead and end this turn. I've got a lot of luxuries. People are very happy. They're growing pretty quickly. England apparently is located over here, I guess, because they just built the Hanging Gardens. That's nice. Now we know that. Got 22 cards in the deck. I'll be honest, that feels like a lot. You may want to consider getting rid of that warrior card. Maybe I should have done that so I can get more consistent axemen. Whatever, let's go ahead and pick up the metalworking. So I've got iron to spare, which means I can get a lot of good units. I'm going to take the swordsman, and we're going to immediately place that here in Beijing. We can get a warehouse to store extra stuff. I like that idea. I'm debating getting rid of the organized labor, believe it or not, which is crazy, but it would let me place down a library this turn to get more science. That said, do we need this? I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of the organized labor and thin out the deck. I know. It sounds insane, but it's what I'm going to do. We could pick up the tactics right now, which again is going to add a lot of stuff to my deck that I may or may not even want. The charge card is nice, at least, but that's honestly about it. I think I'm just not going to do anything with that, and we're not going to thicken out the deck. Let's run up this direction, find out what else is going on. Okay, it is a complete and total dead end as far as I can tell, but there is some more marble. I don't know. That could be kind of useful, maybe, eventually. Selling off excess resources does mean we're going to start getting a little bit of extra gold. I do like that. I'm going to send my swordsmen immediately toward Mecca, and if they haven't got any military units that are strong enough, we can go ahead and purge them pretty early on. The charge card would actually be very useful because you can attack immediately after unit moving, and this does change the tempo of a game. I do feel like a road would make a lot of sense. I'm going to get rid of the fishing hut because I don't see an immediate use for this anymore. Fun fact, by the way, even if you purge a card from your hand, you can still do a mulligan as long as you haven't played a card. So I can get rid of, let's say, the warrior here, for example, and if I wanted to, I could just redraw right now instead of getting a road or a scout. And to be honest, I think I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll draw 5 new cards instead. We get another lumber mill. Another settler might be a good idea. A strength card, not bad. Great lighthouse? I don't know about this one. I feel like that one's very questionable. And lumber mills, I don't get a lot of value out of right now either, but maybe later on. Let's pick up a settler. Let's get strength on my swordsman, so this guy is actually going to be competitive. We'll go ahead and start moving up this direction right away, get up to Mecca. They are not currently very well defended. We're going to explore up here. Okay, so there is another back alley into Mecca. Good to know. Do I want to just go ahead and place down the Great Lighthouse? I feel like I might as well. I don't really have any other value here. So we'll do this. It's not going to get me a lot except for some victory points. Mathematics is not bad because I can use that to get myself something like a catapult. And I will do that here in Beijing, so I can send that up here and eventually get some extra reinforcements. All right, are you kind of understanding how this works? Like, you want to be purging some cards. Thin out that deck. Don't get too aggressive with tech. Tech is good. It is good. You do want the advantage over your opponents, but it really is not the end-all, be-all, all right? This is not as simple as a tech rush. You've got to be deliberate with what you're trying to do. Now, Beijing could really use some extra food, if I'm honest, like a lot more. I'm going to get rid of the archer. That sounds weird, I know. But I should have a unique unit that is going to be a lot stronger. I might get rid of the axeman so I can get more frequent swordsmen. And I think I will, so we'll burn you out of here. I could go for the animal husbandry, and we need that because I haven't got any pastures yet. So let's pick that up and go ahead and start working on the pigs, get some extra food, some production. All of that could be useful. Still have not grabbed this tile, so I can't do anything with the mine, which feels weird, but all right. We have a lot of hammers to work with, so I could do a lot of things. Let's Let's go ahead and pick up the Divine Favor. We will toss that onto you, I guess, to make you stronger. Then we'll use you to attack this unit and kill him. I take no maintenance on this guy. They do have an Axeman, but next turn I can run on in and kill. Let's go for Mysticism. We could get a Temple of Diana, reduce the culture requirements. That seems pretty solid. I'll do that, place it, let's say, right up over here. Okay, so now we can grow a little bit faster. That's solid. My scout can go up over this direction. Let's find out what else is over here. They have another city. We did find Sparta, so we know where Greece is going to be. The settler, I was going to actually go over here to where Nottingham is, but since they've already done that, let's consider something else. If I want to run over this direction, for example, we could settle down another coastal city. I could try moving up over here. I'm not seeing a lot of good locations. I'm kind of regretting the settler now, because maybe I'd rather just conquer things instead. I don't see any good settling locations. I guess we'll start heading up towards Shanghai. Maybe there's something up over here that I can use. And also, maybe not. Let's grab the catapult, move over here. We can definitely weaken this guy as of next turn. We should be able to conquer Mecca pretty quickly. And starting cities are usually pretty good. So I feel like that makes sense. Okay, they have another Axeman. That is something I actually do need to be concerned about. The Greeks just killed my scout. Okay, they are running. I don't know what you think you're doing with that. That seems like a dumb decision, Mecca, because now I can just run in and take your capital. I guess they've just given up. They've just decided, you know what? Frick it, we're out. All right. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. That kind of an idea. Hey, look, we can get ourselves another swordsman. Yes, I like that idea. All right, so if I want to move up over here to these mountains, we could, but this is a terrible location. Yeah, I really don't see anywhere that I can settle. This is all just awful. If we wanted to settle up over... No, we have three tiles between... If I settled up over here, this would be really good. I'm going to bank on capturing this area. So we're going to start moving in that area over there. I am going to pick myself up another one of these swordsmen. That seems good. I'm going to place down another warehouse. We get production and more storage. Agriculture, we need food. So I'm going to pick up the farm. I'm going to place that somewhere that makes a lot of sense. Is there a tile I'm already working? No, because we have not really grown much here. Let's place one down right here, for example. So when Beijing grows next turn, we can pick that up for 5 more food per turn. Paganism would get me Berserker, which is actually really pretty good, so I will pick this up. We'll take Berserker. I'm going to add it onto my catapult, so my catapult is able to attack twice. Mobilize, if I play this now, I'll be able to start moving my swordsman immediately, and I'm going to go over here toward Nottingham, and we're going to see if we can steal this away from the English. Construction, I'll take this. This can get me the granary, which I actually do value, and I'll place this on Beijing so we grow immediately to get a lot of extra food, and we don't need as much food in between growths. All right, that seems good. Let's walk into Mecca. We're going to take this. We're going to take the catapult, and we are also going to be moving up in this direction. Unfortunately, you can't enter the city immediately, so it is what it is. And the turn. I'm really curious what these guys are doing. It feels like this is a dumb decision, but if they're going to head in a direction where they are going to start fighting against the Greeks, I'm okay with this. They did just spawn another unit, which is concerning, and they did mobilize, so they immediately attack, but that's fine. These guys are also charging, so the Greeks are fighting. The more they weaken each other, the happier I am, to be honest. I really don't mind that too much. Hey, look, Nottingham has another settler. Man, I wouldn't mind killing one of those guys. We will see. If I can get the charge card... no, we do not have the charge card. I might actually want to do a mulligan for this one, because I still don't benefit from the mine. We're going to do a mulligan, unless there's something I want to burn. Do I want to burn something? Let me just think about that real quick. The temple? I get the temple for free. It's not bad. I'm going to do I'm going to burn this, and then I'm going to do a mulligan. We're going to redraw. If I get the charge card... We did not. I would have been able to move this unit and immediately attack and just take the city, which would have been nice. But alas, we did not get that. All right, well, I'm happy with this hand regardless. Let's place down another one of these pastures. I'm actually going to burn the scout because I no longer feel like I need those. I do want a road. Let's use this to first claim the city. So now we have everything over here. Hello. This is a really strong settler. It's got 9 strength. What are you thinking? That's weird. That's really bizarre, actually. Okay. Education, blah, blah, blah. Now, we're going to do the road, and if I can build out over here to Mecca, I feel like that's not a bad plan, so let's do that so we can move a lot faster. I'm going to get the Choku Nu, so we have another range unit I can work with, and I'm going to get a spearman as well in Mecca, since we're already running out of food, so it's already going to lose a population. Might as well get another. And sure, let's get the education. What have I got here? Is there anything I want to burn here? Secularism? Could do that. Great library grants you technology that's been researched over a third of the civilizations in the game. We can actually do this because I have so much marble. We might as well place this. Let's place it in the desert over here. There we go. And I get some free tech that did just thicken the deck, which is a small issue, but I'm okay with it. Let's place the catapult up in the city for a moment. You are going to move up over this direction. Little risky to move the settler over here, but I really want to settle in this direction. There's a lot of resources I can take advantage of. And you are going to move over, let's say here. Okay, so we will be able to take Nottingham as of next turn. And we're in turn 10, and I'm already most of the way through having enough victory points because we took Mecca. If I can take a couple more cities, we actually might be able to just win this really aggressively. Now, these guys moving over here means I actually can't move my settler in that direction, which is a little unfortunate, but all right, we'll work with it. Hey, what are you doing with the settler over in this area? Get out of here, England. Get out of here. Nobody likes you. All right, so what are we going to get now? We are going to get, well, there's our charge card. A little late now. Chichen Itza, remove maintenance costs for cities. Another settler. I'm going to burn this. I no longer feel the need for these. The jeweler would get me a lot of luxuries. Using my marble, it's not bad. The pyramids are the reason we're getting so much marble, by the way. Another catapult? Honestly, I don't feel like I need it. I know it's crazy, but I'm going to burn this because I don't feel like I need that at all. The library, I don't feel like I need this either. We have too much science. And then I am going to do a redraw so I can get a full, fresh hand once again. Reshuffle the whole thing. The lumber mill is not that useful to me anymore. We don't have any areas where this is really useful, and I'm not working enough tiles where I'd really need this. So I am going to burn the lumber mill. I know. It's insane, but this is how you play the game. Let's go ahead and attack Nottingham. Yes, they had some really good archers, so this is risky, but it's okay. I do want to play down Expeditionary Force so we can boost up our strength so they can't kill me as of next turn. Philosophy, I don't think I would benefit from right now. I don't need more spearmen. We're going to get rid of you. Tactics. Logistics, Pathfinder, Skirmisher. I don't know. I think I will go ahead and just start moving my units up over here. A bunch of them, because I plan on killing whatever exists for Mecca up over here. I will take tactics. Get another charge card in the deck. I actually don't know if I want any of these, if I'm honest. But I've got 20 hammers, so I feel like I ought to do something. We can take this and grab the Parthenon. I don't need the Parthenon, but with so much of my marble, we could just go for another wonder. And going for a wonder victory is still a good way of winning the game. So, I mean, like, all right. Let's go ahead and pick this up, and then we will take logistics, and I will go for advanced tactics, barracks, expeditionary force again, force march. Let's go for this, plus military dictatorship. This accesses the Arc de Triomphe. Victory points for every unit you've killed. Yes, please. We'll place you up here. Okay, so that's another really good wonder, and that actually was an efficient use of all of my hammers. I like that. And then with the Choku Nu, let's go ahead and move up to Mecca so we can defend this in case they decide they want to do something. Then we're going to end our turn. So next turn, I take Nottingham. You can move toward me if you want, and they did just add on charge, so they probably could attack me as long as they don't get some extra strength. I'm not worried, though. These guys are still killing each other up over here. Greece and Mecca are wasting their time on each other, which is fantastic for me. If you can be the player who is growing kind of uncontested, you're pretty likely to win, right? One player who is not being fought by everyone else, very likely to just go ahead and win almost everything. All right, they just will. All right, let's see. Statue of Zeus, all military units start mobilized. Very strong wonder, very strong wonder. Engineering, we could go for gunpowder early on. There's the temple for the extra happiness and for the extra culture. Tempting, secularism, blah, blah, blah. Let's just start by taking the city. We know we want to do this. That's going to boost up my victory points at least a bit. I'm going to take some of the food and add it onto Nottingham so it grows. And then I kind of wonder if I want to mulligan this hand. I feel like we need other things to kind of develop. We're not really getting anything I can place that would be very useful. More swordsmen, maybe mines. I honestly guess I can place this here to get the marble for more consistent luxuries, but that's really about it. The jeweler I will place. Let's do that in Beijing so I get more luxuries. The pasture, I do need horses, so we can do that. The warehouse in Nottingham makes sense, so I can store more stuff. The fort, I don't know. We can make it so that people have to fight me on a fort. Or I could go for the currency card. If I did this, is there anything I could afford? We could annex some land. I could go for industrialism. Yeah, let's... Oops, I grabbed the market. I did not mean to do that. I don't need gold. I'm actually going to go ahead and mulligan this, and I'm going to mulligan the fort, and I guess I'll keep the swordsman since it's still one of my better military units, but it's not phenomenal. Let's go ahead and move up here, and I'll move the spearman, and I'll move the catapult, and I'll move the settler. So next turn I can move to this hill or to this area right here, and we can grab all of this. Looks like there are plenty of Greeks all fighting each other. The swordsman, again, I'm kind of in a situation where Mecca's going to fall, but I don't think I need to spend that. Let's go ahead and spend like 6 food growing this one more tile. And can I mess with the population in a way that gets me some food that I need? Yeah, we can't afford the extra hammers. I need to get food, so let's place you, like, let's say right here, so that Mecca does not have so much trouble growing. Nottingham's still not growing very well. This is still kind of rough. I guess I could place a swordsman here in Nottingham. I'm not using much of these tiles. Let's take this. And you are going to... If I move up here, they probably will not attack me. Let's go ahead and move you up front so we can start raining death. Remember, we attacked twice. So while this only defends itself with a strength of 7, it attacks with a strength of 14. The Greeks just took the city, which means I think Arabia has been removed from the game. They should be disappearing in a moment. But that's fine, because I'll just go ahead and take things from the Greeks, and I'll win the game. We're actually really close to winning already. And again, this is one of the reasons the game is so fun, because you get to move on. Oh, they actually are going to retake their city. Well, that makes some sense. I guess that's fine. But anyway, yeah, no, it's one of the reasons this game is fun. Oh, the Greeks have knights. They got level 30 strength knights. And these guys are about to make a push on my capital, Beijing. Wow. You know, I'll be honest, I did not see that one coming. We really need to get ourselves a military unit in Beijing. I may have to do a mulligan this turn if I don't get something usable. I got a horseman. The horseman will do the job. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. The game is going to end soon. It says someone's close to winning. I'm hoping it's me, because it feels like it's me. Shanghai is not growing. Let's go ahead and... There's already a... Hex contains enemies. No, it doesn't. There we go. Shanghai grows again. Get some of that extra food. Force march doesn't do me a lot of good. Military dictatorship I can do... Sacrifice a citizen to make a military unit that costs 1 gold. Or produce happiness and remove upkeep for a citizen. None of that's useful to me. Maneuvers, increase movement, and ignore zone of control. Agrarian society. We can go ahead and get some farms and stuff, or a winery. We'll go ahead and do cultivate, and I'll place that over here on this farm, so we also get grain and a lot of extra food. Charge would make sense. This turn, we'll be able to attack immediately for all of my units, I believe. Well, maybe not all of them. What do I want to do? I can attack you with my horseman and kill this guy, and I will. So we kill that unit. This guy is just going to have to heal himself. Up over here, I do think it would make sense to go for charge. So we'll do that on my swordsman, who is then going to... Well, let's think about that. We're going to start with the catapult, and we're going to attack twice here, which should actually kill a couple of units. So now Medina is undefended, which means my swordsman should be able to run forward, and I'm hoping attacks Medina. Did. Perfect. And then the spearman will move over here. The settler will move over here. The catapult is now undefended, which means they could come in here and take it, which is a problem. But they won't be able to do much with it, I don't think. So maybe that was a mistake. But we'll kill that unit to kind of increase the odds that we're fine. I see the scout. I just don't want to lose my settler. We'll go for military dictatorship. I'll take the garrison. We'll place the garrison in... I don't really care. How about one up over here in Medina? Or on this unit. I guess the unit doesn't cost me any conscription. Whatever. Just go ahead and do that. That's fine. Maneuvers on the Choku Nu means he'll be able to move around really quickly. And honestly, I don't really need anything else. We'll go ahead and start moving up this direction and find out where else England is. I don't think it's going to be an issue, though. If I can take a single city from England, we win the game. But if I can take the city from Greece, which formerly was Arabia, I'm pretty sure we also win the game. Also, Arabia hasn't been removed from the game. Oh, they built Damascus. Well, hello then, but I don't think that matters. Again, I think it's going to be fine. They were not able to take the catapult, which means I'm about to rain a lot of death on some folks. They are surrounding Medina, which means we may be in some danger. Chuckle, chuckle. I'm in danger. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Really close to winning the game. Come on. Come on. Beijing's going to grow again. Actually, we did win the game. Never mind. I think that was our wonders that just did that. They just carried us to victory. So that was a very, very, very quick game, wasn't it? About 25 minutes in total. Not bad. And we absolutely obliterated England on a hard difficulty. You can play in a harder difficulty. Of course, the game is very much randomized, but I think the whole method of being deliberate with mulliganing my hands and thinning out the deck definitely set us up for more success. It just seems counterintuitive because if you're used to playing a game like Civ, you want to leave your options open, but that's not how it works in Hexarchy. This is all about speed, right? And one of the things I like about this, right, in Civilization, a lot of the appeal of the game is you jump into a randomized map, and exploring the game is fun. Exploring and trying to read the terrain is great. Once you get to the mid-game or late game, I find that it drags a little bit. But with Hexarchy, it ends so quickly that now we can end this game and then move on to a new one and explore a whole new territory, which means I don't get bored. So I don't know. I think Hexarchy isn't necessarily better than Civ. I just think that it fulfills a niche and it's quick, which means I can record it quickly and have fun with it. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this on the channel because I would like to do this a fair bit more regularly, increasing the difficulty as we go. If this is something you enjoyed, I would ask you to hit that like button, of course, leave a comment showing your support, and subscribe and hit that notify bell if you want to see my future content. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.